Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. New York lawmakers are weighing the possibility of a vaccine mandate for all school students. Now, this comes as the FDA weighs granting approval for the Pfizer vaccine for 5 to 11-year-olds. Big Fox's Matt Kleindens joins us from Corning with reaction from local health officials.
Good evening, Ann. As we inch closer to the FDA approving the COVID vaccine for 5 to 11-year-olds, several bills have been introduced in the New York Assembly to require the vaccine in order to go to school. However, one health official is urging the state to pump the brakes.
I think it's a little bit premature.
With the COVID vaccine close to being approved for young children, several bills have been introduced to make the vaccine mandatory. If passed, the COVID vaccine would join a list of required vaccines students must get in order to attend school. However, Darlene Smith says it's too early for such a mandate.
We don't really know what the take rate is going to be. It remains to be seen how many parents make the decision to go ahead and get their 5 to 11-year-old vaccinated.
A September poll from the Kaiser Family Foundation found that opinions vary on whether parents will vaccinate their kids, with 34% saying they would vaccinate their kids and 24% saying they would not.
Again, that's why I think it's just really important to let this play out, so to speak.
Smith says she believes the COVID vaccine will become mandatory for students in the coming years. However, she says it's important to see how many parents vaccinate their kids once it's fully approved by the FDA.
Get these vaccination clinics going and see what the parent participation and the take rate is for this age group.
Matt Kleindens, Big Fox, WYDC in Corning.
The Elmira City Council approved a measure to lease 5 new cars for the Elmira Police Department. 2 2021 Ford Escape vehicles and 3 2022 Ford Police Interceptor vehicles will be given to the police department to make their police fleet more uniform. Elmira Police are expecting to receive the new cars by April of next year. The Tioga Sheriff's Office is offering special window decals to families who have loved ones with special needs. Individuals with certain conditions, like autism, may act differently than others during an emergency. So the decals help first responders better interact with them. The stickers can be placed on bedroom windows, front doors, cars, or any place where it's visible to first responders. Decals can be picked up at the Sheriff's Office in Owego during weekdays. Senate Democrats unveiled a new Billionaires Tax proposal today to pay for President Biden's social spending package. It comes as lawmakers are at odds over how much to include. Caroline Shively has more from Washington.
President Biden leaves for Europe on Thursday, and the thing he wants most before he goes is a deal on his Build Back Better agenda.
We're on the move, but we're on the right track. We got more to do.
Democrats appeared to inch closer to a deal on Tuesday night when Democratic holdout Senator Kyrsten Sinema called a proposed 15% minimum tax on corporate earnings a common-sense step to help pay for the plan.
President's meetings have been enormously helpful.
I believe everyone's going to pay. I believe that we will end up where everyone must participate.
But some observers are skeptical that a final vote is near.
I understand the sunny optimism. Politicians have a job to try to make things seem better than they are, but we have no evidence or reporting, public or private, that they are any closer to a deal than they were a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago.
On Wednesday, Democrats unveiled a billionaires tax to help pay for the spending bill that would affect about 700 of America's wealthiest.
It will produce literally hundreds of billions of dollars for us to be able to invest in kids, in our climate, in America.
President Biden says the massive bill will be completely paid for, but Republicans who stand united against the measure seem doubtful.
I don't know if they're going to be able to find the money to pay for this bill. I suspect in the end they would deficit finance.
Another date President Biden is eyeing is next week when he attends a global climate summit. As of now, $500 billion is allocated for climate change mitigation in the spending bill. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
The New England area is beginning to clean up after a powerful nor'easter knocked out power to 500,000 people. And the area could see more rain by the end of the week. Katie Byrne has more.
The season's first nor'easter continues its trek up the Atlantic coast, stirring up strong winds and leaving thousands of people in New England without power.
It's coming through the chimney, so you can hear it.
Some parts of Massachusetts saw winds as high as 85 miles per hour, gusts knocking over trees and power lines and spreading debris across roads. The storm is arriving before a lot of trees have shed their leaves, increasing the risk for branches to blow onto transmission lines. Forecasters say winds are the main concern throughout today, but another inch of rain could cause minor flooding on roads.
We have storms in Iowa, the straight line winds, and we just don't have the ocean to go with it. We have the tornadoes to go with it.
This nor'easter is in its final stages after barreling through New York and New Jersey on Tuesday. Several inches of rain drenched the region and flooded some streets, but spared the area from extensive damage. The system arrived just weeks after Hurricane Ida left behind deadly flooding. As a precaution, some schools and businesses closed. Parents and school officials say they learned their lesson from Ida.
I don't think it matters if it's going to be rainy and windy and it's dangerous to drive or walk or the school could be inundated. I don't see the point to push it.
In this situation, we didn't take any chances. We operate out of abundance of caution.
But the Northeast won't have long to dry out with more rain expected Friday. On Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Will Nunley, Fox Weather.
More than a month in, and the volcanic eruption on a Spanish island off the coast of Africa isn't showing any signs of slowing down. Marianne Rafferty has more on what's causing the increased activity.
Volcanic activity on the Spanish island of La Palma continues getting worse, with the mountain of fire spitting out more molten rock and debris after part of the volcano's opening collapsed Monday.
We are now seeing moments of activity similar to those we had at the beginning of the eruption, with drastic increases in the emission of material, and we will have to see how it evolves.
Experts say the eruption, now in its 6th week, is also causing an increase in seismic events, with at least 800 earthquakes reported last week alone. Although most were small, officials say they all pose a serious risk of triggering landslides. Meanwhile, rivers of lava have forced close to 8,000 people to abandon their homes. The magma swallowing more than 2,000 structures to date, putting residents in severe distress.
Today we're here, and tomorrow we don't know where we'll be. It's not easy to live like this.
But officials are crediting the quick evacuations for preventing any casualties. Still, experts say lava isn't the only threat.
There is also a lot of ash, which is dangerous to breathe. When the lava reaches the sea, the lava will react with the seawater, forming hydrochloric acid, which is again a very noxious acid.
Tuesday marked the 50th anniversary of the last eruption on La Palma back in 1971, which lasted for 24 days. Scientists say this current blast could go on for months. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
The supply chain crisis, labor shortage, and bad weather all brewing up higher coffee prices. Lydia Hugh is at a coffee roastery in Newark, New Jersey with more.
It's estimated that a third of the world's coffee bean supply comes from Brazil, just like these did. So when an unseasonable frost swept through the country earlier this year, it decimated the world's supply. That's partly the reason why coffee prices are higher right now. For insight on that, we have David Mendez, owner of Law Coffee here in Newark, New Jersey. David, you say there's actually a lot more going into coffee prices right now other than just the weather in Brazil. What else is driving the price?
So currently right now we have 2 other countries that impact the global supply, which are also throwing off prices. Vietnam and Colombia are the number 2 and number 3 respective coffee producing countries in the world. So they're having issues of their own via supply chain shortages, and then as well weather-related issues as well. So when all those things happen, that's going to continue to drive the prices much higher.
You said shipping costs are also playing a part. Labor shortages here domestically are adding to costs and expenses of running your own business. We have the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which we can bring up and show, but right now the retail price on grocery stores across the country is about 5.5% higher than it was a year ago. And the futures are trading roughly 95% higher than they were a year ago. Those futures on coffee prices are coming down just a little bit today, but overall year over year still high. And you say that's an indication that prices could be higher as we enter these final months of the year.
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of the coffee that we're seeing on the shelves right now is a result of what companies like mine bought months and months ago. So that's what we're seeing. But right now, as we utilize all of those different supplies, we're buying newer contracts and other higher priced coffees. Those have yet to really fully hit the shelves in the grocery stores, the restaurants, and the retailers of the world.
I have talked to some analysts from Rabobank, and they tell me that Brazil's next crop that's been planted is looking really good. That's adding some reassurance to the market. They anticipate that futures prices could come down about 15% before the end of the year, but they acknowledge, David, that very much these issues from the pandemic, from the global supply chain, are still adding to continued volatility, so you might be continuing to pay a little bit more for your cup of coffee. Back to you.
Still ahead tonight, the boat and yacht industry has seen a 35% increase in demand since the start of the pandemic. But supply chain issues and shipping delays could impact available sales. We'll explain how this could impact your outside fun.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Tonight's Big Fox forecast is brought to you by William Mattar. Good evening, everyone. Lots of sunshine today, and temperatures were just a little bit warmer than they were yesterday. Yesterday, our readings in the afternoon were mainly in the 40s, but today we did manage to get up into the 50s. So Corning about 6 degrees warmer this afternoon. Elmira around 7 degrees warmer, but 5 degrees warmer in Watkins Glen, and 7 degrees warmer for you in Bath. And we're going to continue with this warming trend as we head into your Thursday. It will be cold in the morning, though, and we are going to start off with some fog, but then in the afternoon it's actually going to be a little bit warmer than today as we are going to enjoy some sunshine. However, our warming trend will come to a halt as another storm system approaches, and there could be some rain starting on Friday afternoon. So for tomorrow, enjoy the sunshine while we still have it. In general, it will be very mild temperatures, mainly in the 60s in the afternoon. But notice the green that's showing up, that's depicting the rain that will be coming in with our next storm system. As that low moves a little bit closer, we are expecting an increase of cloud cover by Friday. But if you're trying to get some yard work done before all the rain gets here, here's a look at your forecast. Temperatures around 43 degrees at 9 o'clock. We warm up to around 57 by noon. I think we will be in the 60s in the afternoon, and then we drop back down to around 58 degrees at 5 o'clock with lots of sunshine during the day. But here's our next rainmaker arriving on Friday to Saturday. A low pressure system moving from the southern plains will move into the Midwest and then eventually creep into the Twin Tiers. And so there will be some showers late in the day on Friday, and then heavy rain could be possible overnight Friday into Saturday morning, and then it's going to be off and on rain as we start off the weekend. So let's take a look at our future radar. We're finding quiet weather for tonight throughout the day. Tomorrow, no weather concerns, but then clouds start to increase late on Thursday into your Friday. And then by Friday night, it looks like we could have a few showers moving in the latter part of your Friday. And then by Saturday, it looks like those showers will start to increase, and we are expecting heavy rain at times as we head into the latter part of Saturday. At 7 o'clock in the evening, it looks like just a few showers will remain, and it looks like maybe the rain could linger into early Sunday as well. So here's a look at your forecast. 36 degrees tonight with partly cloudy skies, so it will be quite cold. Highs tomorrow around 62, so we're going to do a little bit better than today. And again, we're going to start off with some morning fog. Cooler conditions on Friday, and then over the weekend, chances of rain with highs near 60 degrees. We dry out on Monday, and then another storm system makes its way back by the middle of next week.
Boaters beware. Boat sales could be headed for some rough waters as supply chain constraints threaten the industry. Madison Allworth is at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show with more.
We have dream boating conditions today here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, and I'm standing on a dream yacht. This is Rebecca. I'm standing next to one of two of the pools / jacuzzis on this ship. These yachts here are absolutely incredible. People have turned to yachts and boats like this since the start of the pandemic because it's a safe way to get outside and have fun. In fact, the industry has seen a 35% increase since June of 2020. But they are also being hit by supply chain issues. Inventory is down 20 to 60%. That's because people are buying and supply is having a hard time keeping up with that demand. Not only can they not make these things fast enough, they can't get them to their destinations fast enough because of shipping and cargo delays. Take a listen.
So the shipping thing's a big deal. So a lot of the boats over 80 feet, motor yachts, are built outside the U.S. today. And so with that, they've got to get on a bigger ship, a container ship. And so as we're seeing right now with container ships, they're sitting off coast and or they're mothballed perhaps. So, you know, I would expect that Amazon would get their own container ship soon, as Walmart would. Our industry's not big enough.
In fact, there were actually 8 yachts that were supposed to be here a month ago that are arriving during the boat show. But they will be available for sale, just like this one right here by Benetti. This yacht goes for $23 million US.
A majority of U.S. workers haven't gotten a pay raise or promotion due to the coronavirus pandemic. A new Bankrate.com survey found 56% of the workforce earned the same salary as pre-pandemic times. The survey also says only 24% of workers received a pay raise at their existing job, and 16% got a better paying job over the last year. The Bankrate.com survey, which included over 1,000 respondents, was conducted from September 28th to October 3rd. In order to meet shipping demands ahead of the holidays, the U.S. Postal Service opened up a new package support facility in Denver. The location is unique because it comes with a new state-of-the-art mail sorting robot. Dan DeRue has the story.
Last year's holiday season was like no other for the United States Postal Service.
The Postal Service did 1.1 billion packages from Thanksgiving until New Year's Day. Just completely swamped us.
The post office says a pandemic-inspired surge in online shopping and e-commerce sparked a new comfort level for folks to shop at home. That's why the post office got one of these, the Single Induction Package Sorter, or SIPS for short. If it sips, it ships.
Sorts 3,000 packages per hour, about 60,000 in a night during our holiday season.
The price tag, they won't tell us, but it's part of a $40 billion investment to keep those packages purring.
We're going to go ahead and invest in the education of our employees, go ahead to hire more people, invest in new machinery, new buildings.
To keep people and packages happy.
So, where are you going? Des Moines. I'm going to Sheboygan.
The Grinch may try to steal Christmas, but the post office says SIPS will save it.
How's this for a high honor? An Arizona Marine veteran who prevented an attempted robbery at a gas station recognized for his heroic acts. The Yuma County Sheriff's Office held a public ceremony. Cody Lee was there and has more.
It was almost a week ago when James Kilser took the nation by storm after Chevron surveillance video showed him disarming and ultimately detaining an attempted robbery suspect. Now he's being rewarded for those actions, including a high honor from the sheriff and our community coming together to honor him today. Honoring a local hero, Sheriff Leon Wilmot dedicating the Citizens Valor Award to a man who did what most wouldn't do, putting himself in danger to protect our community.
Mr. Kilser's extraordinary actions, courage, and selfless act are a credit to himself and his community, and one of the highest traditions of the Yuma County Sheriff's Office. I will present him with this award.
The viral video made national headlines last week when James Kilser stopped several teenagers from robbing a store at gunpoint. He tells News 11 the outpouring of support is something he was never expecting.
It's kind of overwhelming a little bit because it just kind of feels like, you know, being congratulated for doing what everyone, I feel like to think that everyone would have done, but at the end of the day, though, it feels really good to feel that welcome by my local community.
The video of the YPG employees' actions has now circled the world.
I've been told that family in Australia has seen the video, so that's pretty far away, and it's kind of breathtaking a little bit.
Other civic organizations recognized Kilser, and he received a big thank you from the parent company of the Chevron station.
It's just incredible to have somebody come inside the store to do what he did and not think of himself, but think of the cashier that was on duty, not only for our cashiers, but anyone that's in town. He stopped this from continuing.
As for the suspects, deputies arrested 2 of them last week. A third is still on the run. Now, on top of all of that, I got a call from Houston's Yuma Furniture saying they'd like to gift Kilser with brand new living room furniture. Well, Kilser turned around and says he's going to donate all of that to Amberly's Place.
A newlywed couple in California got the surprise of a lifetime when, get this, Oscar-winning actor Tom Hanks crashed their wedding. The star-studded event gave the two a day they will never forget. Christina Gonzalez has more.
You love me. A beautiful wedding on Santa Monica Beach takes a sudden turn.
And then before you know it, everyone is saying, there's Tom Hanks. And we're like what? This is us. Like, what are you talking about, Tom Hanks? And then next thing you know,
he comes. Yes, it was Tom Hanks. The actor stopped when he saw the wedding and congratulated him. Listen to what happened when he confirms it was a same-sex couple.
Oh, get out! Oh, man, my stock just exploded!
And he said, I seen a ceremony from back there, and it had to be one of the most beautiful ceremonies that I've ever seen. He took a picture, and he was great. He gave us, a lot of positive words and told us to keep the love alive.
What went through your heart?
Oh. Our wedding was already a dream to me, like to finally marry her. It was just like, this is our day. And, everybody that we love, like close people were there. And Tom Hanks just walks up. It's like, out of all days, out of all people, he's walking on the beach today. But it was meant.
There's more. On one of the seats was a photo of Diciembra's brother, who passed away.
We ended up finding out that Tom Hanks shares a birthday with my brother, who passed away back in 2017. So he wasn't at the wedding, but Tom Hanks coming was his way of saying he's here.
The moment meaningful in so many ways.
For us to be 2 women for, yes, it's 2021, and it's just unfortunately not accepted everywhere yet. But it's like he didn't even see that.
And he also kind of put that comfort in us too. We already feel okay, with our lifestyle. So for him, a public figure, to see that as well, it meant a lot.
And a birthday for someone we're going to celebrate tonight. A square-lipped rhinoceros calf has been born at a Dutch zoo. Royal Burger Zoo shared footage of the newborn with her mother in the rhinoceros enclosure. The calf is named Stark after a retiring zoo mechanic. The Anaheim-based zoo is one of Europe's most successful breeders of square-lipped rhinoceros.